Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I said I was gonna do another video with him, with my brother, and here we are, I guess. This video, I like to talk about. Let's talk about. We're gonna talk about a few things, but first, since he always talks about this a lot, often, uh, let's talk about ISTJ misconceptions. Just a few of them, I guess. Notorious ones. What would you say some ISTJ misconceptions are, in your opinion?
Well, I would say first of all that we're not creative, and that's a misconception because we can be creative. It's just not our natural mindset. Like we're not always thinking creative unless we have to. If if we were in a certain situation and we needed to be creative, then of course we don't have to be creative if we have to be. But after a while, trying to be too creative, and trying to overdo it will most likely pretty much, well, in my case, drain me. You know what I'm saying? So after a while, I had to get back to my normal uh, way of thinking. So yeah, um, another misconception. Another misconception is ISTJs are not are pretty much boring or whatever, but it depends on what situation you catch us in. Like if we like have all our free time or something like that, we're not busy, and of course we probably gonna be the coolest people you ever meet. You know what I'm saying? Well, depending on the person, but
They say that about. Well, they don't say that about our type, but aside from typology or whatever MBTI, people that meet ISTPs get an impression sometimes we're born too.
yeah, like if you catch me around in like a busy environment, where I'm like working on something, then yeah, I'm pretty much I'm gonna be focused. Like I'm not gonna be playing around too much because I'm focused on the task at hand. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really focused on having fun unless I'm around some people I know or I'm around some friends that I like to have fun with. Other than that, like if I'm in a environment where it's like a lot of people that I don't generally know, then of course I might be quiet. You know what I'm saying at first, but if I get to know like a lot of the people in that environment, just then you might see me talk a lot more. But another misconception is like, well, I wouldn't want to call this a popular misconception, but I've heard this too, like ISTJs are not good, and let's say like a crisis situation. Well, actually, we actually are one of the best types.
Actually, yeah, ISTPs and ISTJs are the two best types of crisis situations. Actually, out of any type, yeah.
Especially if you've been in crisis situations before, like maybe if you.
I read places that y'all type of good in crisis situations though. Myself,
yeah,
like, it might have just been a biased opinion. Yeah,
and like if it depends. Like if you meet an ISTJ that hasn't been really gone through any trouble in life or whatever, and not really had to go through anything for real, and has had everything like handed to him and stuff, then most likely, then yeah, he might, let's say, nut up in like a crisis situation. But if you
sort of like that with us too.
But if you have like an ISTJ, like he's experienced, like an ISTJ that's experienced in anything, it's gonna be ready. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much gonna be ready for anything. So because he most likely, if he's been through a lot of crisis before, then he's most likely gonna be prepared for it. He's probably gonna know what to do based on what happens. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, based on this, it's all based on experience.
Yeah, and like with us, I think we was talking about this the other day. With us, it's like we know we have the reason we're good at crisis situations. On the other hand, with us, is because we're able to think clearly in situations where other people would be too, too excited. Won't be able to think clearly. We on the other hand might be able to think more clear than most people. For them, I guess they might be able to relate to experiences and know what to do. On the other hand,
another misconception, like we just sit up and just want to do the same thing all the time. I mean, I have a routine of what
they do get sick of the same thing. Actually, well, he does. He does get sick of it. same
Yeah,
thing.
like I don't do the same. Like knowing me personally, I don't do the same thing every day. Like before, I wouldn't say I do the same thing every day. There's certain things I do every day. You know what I'm saying? That I just do. You know, because I just that's what I do. You know, but yeah, like a lot of times when I wake up in the morning, I already know what I want to do throughout the day, and then I try to do what I have like planned out. But then, like if something else comes up, then I just adapt to whatever comes up. You know, um, yeah, it's not like I just do a certain thing, like a certain routine every day that I have to do, or nothing like that. Whatever, but that's only with like school and like let's say if I had a job or something, then I had to do a certain few things every day, which I wouldn't mind doing as long as I, you know, as long as it helps me be successful. But if it's a thing that I do every day that it's no point in me doing that, then I most likely will stop doing it. You know, it has to be a reason, good reason for me to do it. As far as just as far as me like doing something every day, if you see an ISTJ doing a certain fulfilling a certain routine, if it's something that he like you see him do every day or something, then most likely it's a good reason behind why he does that every day or something. You know, just ask him. He'll tell you. But I don't just sit up and, you know, do the same thing all the time. You know, sometimes I need to do something, you know, something else different every once in a while, you know, to mix it up. But yeah, it just depends on the person who will be looking at and what they do. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Those are some few misconceptions of ISTJs.
I think I hit like three of them, three or four of them.
Yeah, every type has misconceptions, but I think like ISTJs have a lot of compared to other types, they have a lot of misconceptions.
Yeah, like I saw this one guy's video. He was talking about like a lot of people. I forget his name, but he said a lot of people don't get ISTJs a lot because it's like it's because like from what
They
I
think
see,
they think like it has to do with like
I see a lot of people they simplify us down more. We're
they make it think they make it seem like a type is, you know, the trait like it's nothing but the traits. That's what a type is. But it's not just the traits. It's actually just the framework of your perception. Like what I
yeah,
mean?
like they
That's
don't.
all it is.
I
It's
see a
not
lot of
the
people
trait. The
like
traits are just help to describe what it looks like.
yeah, like what I see a lot of like when I see people typing ISTJs, like a lot of the times when I see people type them, they don't really have that much experience with them. Like they don't know who they are.
They
Like
don't know to understand their thought process
yeah,
like that. They just sort of know some of the traits.
yeah, all out.
That's
Or
how it
they
is when people mistype people a lot too.
or they go
There are a lot of reasons why people mistype, but yeah,
or they go purely off the stereotype rather than just like analyze how they perceive life and how they
yeah,
base their most of their decisions off of. But
too. Yeah, that's why
and
people look down.
sometimes like an ISTJ like ISTJs can be so like private that people don't understand like who they really are when they're not being out in public or who they are when they because a lot of times people don't really I think that's why a lot of people don't really understand them is because like people that are not ISTJs are not anywhere close to on the functional wise on the as ISTJs because they don't spend enough time around them enough or they don't really know them like that. So of course you probably gonna see like one side of us or maybe only a portion of who we really are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well,
then, and then I see that pretty much like dictates a lot of people's perceptions a lot of how ISTJs are when really it's more to it than just the stereotype and the what's right and what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? We're people too. You know, just keep that in mind when you're trying to type one.
Yeah, you want to talk about like I know like types that are like on certain shows, fictional shows. I say
Yeah.
that you know for sure it would be type as ISTJ in real
Oh yeah,
life.
yeah. I got a few names in mind. You
I'm
know.
gonna name some for me too. A few of them.
All right. Oh yeah, from Arrow.
Diggle.
Yeah, I do not look like him.
Yeah, he acts a
Same.
lot like him. Like he really does.
No,
It's like
I look.
acts a lot like Diggle. And I know I said before Franklin off of Grand Theft Auto.
Like yeah,
He's like an unconventional version of
yeah,
the
cause it's
ISTJ. Cause but anyways,
like
I was saying like he's kind of like him in like 30 years or something. I don't know.
I see why you would type Franklin like that, cause Franklin like he's kind of more outspoken to like but he sort of.
I mean, he breaks the law, but that doesn't have anything to do with us.
That's kind of how he was.
That's how he
dictated by his environment.
That's how he was raised. Like he has to do that. But
that's how his perception is.
Yeah,
dictated, but
that's humans adapt. That's human nature. It don't have anything
he
to do
grew
with
up
type.
in a horrible neighborhood. He had to adapt. So a lot of his.
No, I mean that's kind of going against the stereotype that ISTJs don't break the rules. Well, they do break the rules actually. If they feel like they have to break the rules, they
like you could tell he grew up around a lot of criminals and stuff, and around crime and stuff. So,
but he still has the perception of ISTJ.
Yeah. But he also has this view of like he doesn't always want to live his life like a criminal all the time. Like he want to get out, have his have his own place, a nice place, have some money.
Like Trevor, the Trevor the ESTP.
Trevor,
he is an unhealthy ESTP actually. Yeah. Definitely funny. He acts like ESTP. I mean, I'm not trying to say all ESTPs are crazy. I'm just saying he's crazy. But yeah.
All right, another TV show I've been watching. White Collar. His name is like Officer Peter Burke or something like that. Yeah, I think he's an ISTJ, based off of like how he looks at how he takes his job seriously, like how he approaches his job. Like he's real strict around the rules and stuff like that. Like, and he doesn't like criminals or anything.
Didn't you say that one guy, the main character, was he like an ESTP? Something like that?
Neil
salesman.
One of the salesmen. He's like a salesman, and then you got Peter Burke.
They can look kind of different than other, like say like the athlete ESTP can look a little different. The salesman ESTP.
Yeah, that's sort of how an ISTJ ESTP relationship looks like. You got the cop and the criminal thing going on.
They get along pretty well. ESTPs, ISTJs.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yep. Kind of like how ISTPs get along with ESTJs real well. I get along with them, like, cause I can get stuff done real easily with an ESTJ. Like, if we got to work on something, we get it done. If we're on a team, say we working on a project, and me and the ESTJ are partner, we'll probably do the best project. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's why we do well.
Yeah, let me think. Let's say I would say Felicity from Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
She's an INTJ.
Yeah, she's INTJ. Yeah,
like you can see the similarities.
Yeah, our brother-in-law's an INTJ.
Yeah,
he's real intelligent dude. She's real intelligent, but you can tell she does a lot of NI stuff like that.
Right. And then let me think. What have I been watching lately? I've been watching a lot of I wouldn't want to. I watch what's that show on Netflix? Also,
is that guy that one dude? Politician.
He played by Kevin Spacey, but I forget his name off the top of my head.
Didn't you say he was an ENTJ?
Yeah, I thought he was either an ENTJ.
I know a few ENTJs. That's pretty cool.
A few guesses off the top of my head. Either an ENTJ or some type of ESTP, or I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to type of.
Mm. I think I know like 3 ENTJs that I've talked to on a regular basis. Well, not a regular basis, but like every other few days and stuff. It's kind of weird. I get along with ENTJs too real well. They're pretty cool. But yeah.
Yeah, it can be a lot of times. They can be really smart, really tactile and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're real good at
they can provide like structure to my decisions. Like we both can talk about. They start talking about things in the future and stuff because and then I kind of get in the conversation with them and make them, talk about stuff. And we do well, getting stuff done too as far as projects and stuff. We can be project oriented relationship, or doing fun activities together. Even that's pretty, Yep. Let me talk about a few of mine.
Yeah, you can talk about a few of yours.
Yeah. You already know. I was telling because I was watching Afro Samurai. Afro Samurai is an ISTP for sure. I was basically watching him. It was like looking in a mirror, basically. Like he reminds me a lot of myself. Like in high school and stuff. He doesn't talk that much. That's kind of how I was for a while. Like real quiet, stuff like that. As far as being like, he's kind of like an ISTP that doesn't have a good reputation, sort of. That's how ISTP is when they don't have a good reputation. Well, he has a good he has a reputation for being. He's known as being. He's seen as confident. Everybody knows he's a good samurai. So, but they see him as everybody thinks he's evil because he kills people. He's kind of misunderstood on the show though. I kind of know that type of feeling of being seen as a bad person when you're not a bad person, sort of. Yeah, he's seen as a bad person because he kills people, but he doesn't really want to kill people though. That's the thing. Like he's doing it because he has to do it because it's a long, so you have to watch the show. But he's doing it because he sees it as he has to do it to get to where he needs to go or do what he needs to do. I won't go into detail about it, but that's kind of how it can be sometimes. Like he's doing bad things, but he still doesn't have bad intentions behind it necessarily. Another ISTP. We was watching Psychopaths. Yeah. That's a good. I really like. That's another anime.
I already know you're gonna talk about.
Yeah, Kagami. Everybody on Psychopaths got a type. Seems like you can type anybody on there, give them a type that fit them perfectly. That's one of those shows. What's the name? Kagami. Yeah, that dude is ISTP. Like he's ISTP. He fits it so perfectly. It's ridiculous. Blow my mind. I would venture to say they may have used it even, or they just might have did a real good job with characters. I don't know. Yeah, that dude, like they show parts where they're showing an ISTP. It's like they're showing like in like a emergency situation, everybody else is panicking. He's thinking real clearly and real calm and stuff like that. And he's real logical. He does a lot of thinking. He's real smart. I already know everybody watch that show, somebody would say he's an INTJ because that seems like it happens a lot. Every time there's an ISTP that's smart or intelligent in some way, somebody always tries to say they're INTJ. I don't know why, but yeah. Then they got the main character. What was her name? They're hard to remember because they're all Japanese. You remember the main character's name?
Her name was Inspector
Tsudomori.
Inspector Tsudomori.
She's an INFJ. And they actually, the relationship between her and Kagami is kind of like in real life how INFJ would get along with ISTP. It's pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of types on there. It's pretty cool. No,
Michael Jordan.
I always talk about him. I don't want to talk about him.
It's another one you talk about. Snake, Metal Gear.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played that in a while. But yeah, he's ISTP. People try to type as ISTJ. Yeah, Snake. He's like dude Kagami. He's actually just like Snake on Metal Gear.
Talking about Solid Snake, right?
Yeah, he's just like him.
Solid Snake.
Yeah, he's just like him, basically.
Nah, Naked Snake. I don't know about him. Snake's father. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a little different. He could be an ISTJ or he could be a Maybe he
As
could be
far as
ISTP too, but he's a little different than Snake. You know, a little different.
as far as liquid, he could be an ESTJ or an ESTP. I don't know.
Yeah, something like
That's my
that.
guess. But
Yeah,
who else?
he could be ENTJ too, but he's not real. You probably, I probably, you probably do a lot of thinking. Well, I say I would if I really wanted to type him, seriously type him. I probably had to really analyze him.
Vegeta from
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z. ESTJ.
Yeah, the ESTJ. Yeah.
ESTJ.
I know ESTJ in real life, and it's just like Vegeta too. He's kind of.
Think about.
I've heard him type his other stuff, but not too far off from ESTJ.
Who else? Let's see. Bane from Batman. ESTJ.
I heard it. I don't know. I never really looked at Bane.
Well, I'm basing it off of Christopher Nolan's Batman, the Batman movie.
He probably is. Batman's a lot of interesting characters. I think.
This is another guess for Batman. Catwoman, I guessed her as an ESTP.
Maybe
she's a thief. Not saying ESTP is a thief.
Yeah, she could be. Yeah, she could have developed that trait of an ISTP sort of. ISTPs can be real like in the background. We want to. It's sort of like I don't know, go unnoticed. Sort of. We're kind of like ninjas and stuff like that. We kind of blend in if we want to, but we blend in, but kind of stand out at the same time. It's kind of weird. Like you heard about us, but then when you finally see us, it's like, oh, that's him, type of thing.
Yeah. I had a few more that I thought of, but
like Thor's ESTP. I say.
Yeah.
These are different, different types of ESTPs, but Thor based on the movie Thor.
So you could say Tony Stark is like an ENTP.
Yeah, Tony Stark. Yeah.
You could say that Captain America would be an ESFJ.
Yeah, ESFJ. That's pretty. I say ESFJ. I say he's a little more. That's like ESFJ do always have that like role of being like the superhero leader of all the superhero type thing. Yeah, that's kind of like the dream of an ESFJ to be that.
What's going on?
The Afro Samurai though. Yeah. Wolverine, yeah.
ISTP.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's always.
Colossus.
Already,
ISTJ.
Yeah, Colossus. Yeah, pretty much.
I heard him type his other stuff, but I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I was watching that RoboCop movie. If you want to be biased, you would say RoboCop's an ISTJ. But as far as that movie it goes, but it's like he should have been an ISTJ. Let's put it like that. But he's not really an ISTJ on that movie. He's like maybe an ISFP, something like that. I don't really know what he is. But he should have been. The ideal RoboCop would be ISTJ.
Mm-hmm. But he'd probably be perfect.
That's me being unbiased, like always.
Like all the structure and all that.
Yep.
And the exactness and the calculations and all that.
They should have made him ISTJ.
That would feel well.
I could think of no more types. I had one more. Be Afro Samurai is a real good example.
We almost going 30 minutes in this video.
Yeah.
You don't even feel like 30 minutes.
Somebody probably gonna type Afro Samurai as a INTJ too, because he. Oh yeah, and then the thing about the whole concept of Ninja. There's this guy on there called Ninja. It's real hard to tell if Ninja is actually a real person or a figment of his imagination, because he shows up during the fights and he kind of disappears and he's there with Afro when he's walking. It's kind of a real interesting concept on the show. But it's a theory that in Ninja actually represents all the Afro's thoughts that he ignores, all his fears and his thoughts that he ignores, but still fights on anyway, and you know, all his doubts, fears, and thoughts and emotions. Because Ninja is real talkative. He always says stuff like, you know, why you doing this? You gonna get killed and stuff. Like he just says stuff to doubt him. And he always tells him to shut up. Like that's kind of represents what goes on in the ISTP's head. Say if ISTP is doing something that, you know, that challenges them, they're afraid of. That's how it is, basically. Yeah. We have a lot of thoughts and stuff like that. ISTPs are not fearless. Like some people think they are. Like I'm talking about the ideal ISTP. As far as like a well-developed ISTP, everybody, you know, it's kind of a stereotype. But yeah, I say he's an ideal ISTP.
Yeah, I can see how you're talking about it.
That's how we think. Like, yeah, like, that goes on.
Like Afro and like Ninja is like his polar, like his opposite, pretty much.
Yep.
And it's like almost like a figment of his imagination.
But nobody's 100% sure. Because he does interact with objects in the, you know, background and stuff. But is he actually imagining him interacting with that or not? Like, I think well, it could, because they say, oh, it's another theory because he went through so much trauma, he developed that to help him deal with it. He made that up in his imagination so he could deal with the trauma, stuff like that, because he doesn't have any friends and stuff. You know, but yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it.
All right.
I'm talking about.
I'm still gonna do some explain some types that I've typed before. I'll probably do Kanye West next. I had to, you know, refresh my memory on Kanye West, some things about him, facts about him and stuff. So I gotta look him up, stuff like that. But yeah, see y'all later. Like, subscribe, comment.
Make sure you check out my 2 YouTube channels. Links are gonna be in the description. And also feel free to check out my Twitter as well, where I talk about random topics and stuff like that. And I
got a Twitter too, but I don't want anybody on here to follow me. So yeah,
what's the point? What's the point of having a Twitter?
No, I don't want everybody to follow me. Like I don't know.
No, he's afraid.
Because he's
afraid that some of his tweets are gonna hurt some people's feelings.
No, I mean it do something. I guess it does. But, I mean, I just want this audience to be focused on me talking about MBTI. Let's put it like that, or whatever typology. But yeah, that it. All right, see you.